Hauntingly Humdrum, a slice of life Halloween anthology. This episode, Help! This pod person's got my coupons. Today has been a day. It was way too difficult getting to the store. Way too difficult. I spent 15 minutes looking for a parking spot. There were no hand baskets. The humidity left me feeling swampy the entire trip. And that's not even the worst of it. Do you know what happened to me while I was out? Ugh. You know, there was that sale at Wings and Things, that place that specializes in body mods. I found out about the sale through that email newsletter Carla runs. How she finds out about these sales before everyone else, I'll never know. Anyway, I parked in the plaza with the donut place because I wanted to get donuts after the sale, for brunch. Anyway, there's this person preaching, ranting, I don't care, in the plaza. They have a clipboard, so I think that's diffusing any worry anyone would have about them and just turning it to annoyance. Well, I don't have time for it either way, so I'm gone, or so I was hoping. Apparently, I hadn't secured my coupons in my purse well enough. You know I've had those no expiration date coupons for Wings and Things for ages, and I was hoping I might get a double discount on top of the sale, because Wings and Things lets you double up if the coupons aren't for the same deal. So, this person picks up my coupons, and I'm thinking, like a naive fool, that they'll just hand them back to me. Well, they're holding on to them and asking me how I feel about how my life is going. And if I'm out couponing, I must be the smart and sensible sort. And you know how I am when someone compliments me. Totally useless. They talked about how life is hard and only gets harder. And if I wanted, there's a way to have someone help with the challenges of my life. Have someone tell me where my life should go. Take the reins and lead me toward a better path. So I'm thinking, oh my goodness, this is a pod person. This pod person is trying to put me in a pod and let my alien doppelganger take my place. And they've still got my coupons. If my rudeness threshold were lower, I might have just snatched the coupons back and been done with it. But all I said was, that's nice. And something about my flash sale ending in an hour. It didn't. It was until end of day. I don't do time flash sales anymore. Not after that whole monkey's paw fiasco. Who has a 15-minute sale for a box of monkey's paws without laying them out on a table first? I'm never going to let that go. Oh, well, now I'm bummed. Hold on, palate cleanser. I got this for you. It wasn't on sale, but I know you've been looking for Vengeful Spirit for forever, and I saw this by the register near the candy display and knew I'd regret it if I didn't get it for you. They were a baker who was beheaded for attempting to poison the king with strudel. They were framed, obviously. Anyway, they're out for revenge, and this happened hundreds of years ago, but I looked it up. The person who framed them, they're immortal. Made a deal with somebody. So the object of their revenge is still around, so you can probably take some time off to help them enact their revenge. If you want, make a whole vacation out of it. And in the meantime, it's a wonderful strudel recipe. All right, palate cleansed, back to me. So, the pod person still hasn't given me my coupons back. Then they start getting poetic. Not even preachy poetic, just flowery language. Something about how this time of year is a time of metamorphosis. A time for shedding the dying parts of our lives so we might rest and make way for something newer, fresher. And then they start talking about how this time of year naturally causes wayward spirits to rise, and the creeping atmosphere is a natural byproduct of the world's sorrow over being unable to change. And then do you know what happened? Gertrude was there. You know, Gertrude, the ghoul who used to haunt at the Stevensons' place a couple years back. They're between hauntings right now, staying at their cousin's townhouse off Meadowbrook Drive. Anyway, Gertrude overheard what the pod person was saying about hauntings, and they were having none of it. They walked right up to them and started talking about how hauntings are hard work, and whether done professionally or recreationally, it's a craft that should be respected. Which I totally agree with. I mean, there's Gertrude, a frightful presence and the hardest worker you'll ever meet. She's struggling to find haunts, and any ghost willing to ignore you while they walk through walls can get any gig they want. Tragic. So, here's when everything goes sideways. The pod person apologizes. They did hauntings for years, professionally. They started exchanging stories, and it's nice and all, but this pod person still got my coupons. This convo looks like it could last forever, so I finally bite the bullet and tell them, this is quite nice, but I'm not interested in being a pod person. I have a sale. Please give me back my coupons. My dear, they were not a pod person. They were possessed. They were possessed by a demonic spirit. Isn't that wild? Here I am thinking this person's trying to get me to take a nap so aliens can take over the world, and they're just trying to get me possessed by an evil spirit so it can run amok on this mortal plane. That's a whole different thing altogether. You know how I feel about pod people. I get how someone might be into taking a nap while their clone lives your life, but it never ends well. The pod people never take over the world. They always get found out. Everyone gets out of their pods, and not only do you pick up where you left off, but then there's paperwork. If someone's going to take over my life, I want it to mean something. I want them to actually take over my life, not put it on pause. So I got their business card, and I'm getting possessed next week. Oh, it's been forever since I've been possessed. Can you keep an eye on me for the first few days of the possession, please? I always tell them I have a tree nut allergy. They don't take it seriously, and my entire possession is wasted with a trip to the hospital and days sick in bed. Anyway, I got my coupons back, finally, and made it to the sale. And I got a bunch of goat's horn enchantments because you know I look amazing with the curly horn. And I got you a couple of those cat's eye scrolls because you're a nerd. Thank you so much for joining us on this episode of Hauntingly Humdrum. This episode was written and performed by Sade Oyamakinwa. Sound design by Nico Goldstein. The music used for the intro and outro of the podcast is The Show Must Be Go by Kevin MacLeod. Links for transcripts and cast and crew information can be found in the show notes. Happy Halloween!